Good morning, my brothers and sisters. It is early over here in Arizona, 7 a.m. And I have 180 miles. And I may or may not make it that far. My first stop, about 30 minutes out, will be the Walmart to stock up. Because where I'm going, there won't be a Walmart. Not for a long way. And so last night I went to bed early because I was just exhausted. And I slept so good all night and woke up, and this is what happened. December the 13th, day 23, Wednesday, 4 a.m. Today, 7 hours of sleep, restful sleep, completed. And just as I was awakening, I saw an eagle. He flew towards me at eye level. And he spread his massive wings and just soared by. I could see his definition and distinct colors of his feathers. In my ruah, I heard, "Those who wait upon Adonai shall renew their strength." And then I felt myself being lifted gently. My eyes were still closed, and I felt joy. It was like, as I lifted higher, weight was stripped away. It wasn't a violent ripping away. It was a gentle lifting. Like when a mother reaches down to lift a sleeping child. I had at one time been frightened by the thought of being snatched away. As I let myself release the bonds of gravity, I thought, of course it will be gentle. A slipping out of earthly flesh and blood. And I lifted my face to the Shamaim, and I smiled into the face of my redemption. Then I opened my eyes. And yesterday's burden and heaviness, it was just gone. And in its place, shalom, peace, not as the world gives, his peace, deep and wide and complete. I often wondered, but could never imagine, what being transformed into his image would look like on me. I'm amazed. I know the stripping, the laying bare, the deaths. For there were many. And I knew how many it would take. Well, I had no idea how many it would take. And oh my goodness, it was painful. And it will continue to be painful. For until that day, I will continue, as he has promised, to complete the work he began in me. I will to be called to do his will and not my own. The grief, the suffering, the rejections and betrayals, the indifference towards me, the outright hatred directed at me. There were times, and I remember them well, when I would sit in the dark or stand weeping into a night sky and be unable to comprehend or imagine how any of this could have possibly been used for my good or accomplish any good purpose. But he knew. Yahweh saw the destruction the enemy had manipulated, and he heard my cries for gentle mercy. 17 years of walking through a graveyard of my life as I knew it. Mourning so deep in my soul, I believed only death would end it. And truly, Many deaths have transpired over the course of time. Hopes, dreams, desires, and plans, all burned in a fire of redemption and love. Oh, how my heart rejoices in your salvation, my El and my King. You have brought me through the fires, washed me with your word, and renewed my hope, my joy, my strength. Thank you, Abba, for your great love, your everlasting, enduring, patient love. As you pour out your Ruach HaKodesh in these last hours, I ask that you fill every cup lifted in the name of Yeshua to your called out ones. Give them strength and courage and boldness. Keep the enemy far from their gates. Let your light shine brightly in this present darkness, that those pitiful, lost, and blind will be drawn into your kingdom. Even so, Yeshua, come. We anxiously await, with our lamps full, our wicks trimmed, and our eyes to the Shamayim, our ears listening for your call, our hearts aching to be in your presence. O Yahweh, Yahweh Elohim, Yahweh Echad. And then I went to Job. I'm on the 3rd chapter. The entire chapter, Job doesn't plead for death. He pleads that he never came to be. No life at all. No childhood, no wife, no children, no home, no livestock, acreage, or servants. He would have rather had nothing than to have it all and then have it stripped away, burned, and sacrificed. Oh, dear Job, what greater a tragedy that you had never lived. Yahweh has been glorified because of your life. I understand. I truly understand. In that moment, as you sat with sores from head to toe, scraping dead skin from dry bones into a pile of ash, you could only see that moment. That day you were in. The sorrow of losing the children you loved would have crushed and blackened the heart of other men. But when Yahweh allowed the enemy to come against you, Job, he knew your heart. He knew that you would stand steadfast, that you would not turn away from the hope you had placed in your Creator and El. He wasn't surprised by your dissertation and a cursing of ever being born. He would use that too. Thousands of years later, a woman from a small town across the ocean from you would seek comfort in her own misery by going to your story, reading it, and seeing it from beginning to end. She would be made stronger in her hope of Yahweh's love and care for his children. You see, Job, this woman is one of many over a millennia who has sought solace and truth in Yahweh's word, the telling of your story. Your life and the trauma you suffered through and the redemption you experienced has glorified Yahweh over and over, year after year. What I have in my story, the Mashiach, he has come. He has delivered us from evil. We have eternal hope. This world and all the lovely things it offers, it is not our home. And if Yahweh redeemed your life here tenfold, imagine the redemption we all will experience on the other side of this life. Thank you, Yahweh, for the life story of Job. Thank you that as we all see these last days, that truly we are coming soon to our eternal days. For those who are called, for those who place all hope of redemption in Yeshua, our days are just beginning. Thank you, oh Abba, Father, for revealing yourself in small portions over time, for truly your goodness at once would crush us. You alone, O Yahweh, are worthy of all praise and glory and honor. Give us bold courage, Father, in these moments to proclaim your goodness and hope and love. Amen and amen. I love y'all. I hope that you are blessed. Blessed today.